Hi everybody, my name is Nuuk. This is my Furukawa 345 from 1998, which has about 9,500 kilometers, no sorry, 9,500 hours on it. I purchased it to renovate it, and also so my dad and I had a machine to remove snow around what we call the farm. There's a whole bunch of things that are broken on it. The previous owner, I think, didn't take very well care of it. They just ran it into the ground. And I can't really see that there's much maintenance that has been done on it. Right before I purchased it, it had been to the shop because it stopped working. The Cummins engine that's in it got the injectors removed and renovated. So the engine, man, when it turns on, it's just like, it sounds so good. So engine-wise, amazing. I was actually able to drive this from the lot where I purchased it. There's something in the back where there's a lot of oil that comes out by the rear axle, maybe around the transmission. I haven't really investigated that yet. One issue that I already see is that the transmission's oil is way overfilled. That might be one of the problems. Then there's a few hydraulic leaks. As you see, the main cylinder up here I've taken apart, and I've ordered new seals from Denmark, and there were some issues with that. They got sent by ship rather than air, so they took a month to get here. Then there were a couple that were the wrong size, but I got that straightened out with the supplier, and they sent up new seals by air, and I got them within 3 days. Go figure. And then there's also an issue with the hydraulic cylinder that works here on the auto coupler system, the auto attachment coupler. I don't know what it's called in English. But the rod was both bent and it was pitted, lots of pits. So I need to somehow bend that back and fill out all the pitted holes with weld, and then turn the rod down again. And I got new seals for that. Then as you see, there is glass missing. I've taken out all the glass that was either smashed or just missing. And I've made templates that I'm then going to, here's one of the templates. Going to the local glass shop and I'll get new glass made and be able to install that. But there's a few other things that I need also. Some of the rubber trim is busted or just missing completely. That I'll have to source somewhere in Europe as well. But yeah, so I'm going to try to put out videos on the different things that I do on the machine, because I'd like you to be able to follow along, and also just it's an interesting way for me to document the process of getting this back outside and operational. So what I want to do now is I want to go into the machine shop and replace all the seals that I now have got from Denmark, and see if we can get this cylinder put back together. All right, here we are in the shop, and we're looking at the cylinder cap, and under this we have the gland. Here we have the old seals, and new seals are in this one bag. And what do we have over here? We have the the seals that were the wrong size in the first shipment. But let's try to get these new seals on and get this thing back together. All right, that kind of works. I'm gonna get my face down here so you can see who's doing the work here. Let's get these old seals out of the way. Now, I want to make sure that I am working with gloves. So I think I'll be using some hydraulic oil, and I just want to use the protection that's good. All right, let's get this out of the way. This might be for a different video, but I thought I had lost this 3-way valve because this side had been sitting uncapped for I don't know how many years, and it was filled with sand and grime and oil, and you could not turn this. It was seized. But I got the whole thing taken apart and cleaned out and taken this hose off, which was really difficult, and you can see that the threads are completely gone. So that was a bear to get off. So I have to buy a new part of this and get that sent up. But that's a job for a later time. Let's start with the seals that didn't fit. Hopefully they'll fit this time. So it's a O-ring and in Danish it's called a støttering, a support ring. So it's the same diameter as the O-ring, and then it's a kind of a thin plastic, and then it has a little groove where the O-ring sits in. And that should just go fit like so. So far so good. Trying to find a pencil here and push this down. Go around. Like so. And we take the O-ring, place that around, and that's going to be a good fit. That's perfect. Now, mind you, I've never really done this before, so I might mess up. Sure hope not, but okay, we got 2 of these, which go together like this and replace this one. And I assume since you have one slot here where the oil can seep through, then I'm assuming this is the smart thing by splitting that up into 2. So you don't have one, you can actually rotate this, and it makes it harder for hydraulic oil to slip through. So that one goes here, either put that at 180 degrees, like so. Good. So far so good. And let's just dry this out a bit. Yep. Yeah. Let's see here. We got this thing. We got that thing goes there. This thing goes on the inside. Okay, so this is very good. We've got an O-ring that sits right in here. Seems awfully loose. What is that replacing? I see. That one actually goes on the other one. this is what goes here. So, gotta get that one in there. And then we have this thing. I'm gonna have to check out exactly how that goes in. And we have this beast, which is gonna go in here. Question is, should we? Keep in mind, I haven't done this before though. Kind of concerned about breaking something, though it is rubber. So I've seen these guys who put these in. They kind of twist these like that. I just don't want to deform it as the first thing that I go and do, you know? Oops. Or like slice it open. That would suck. Okay, let's try this. We'll get one end in. There we go. It's in. Awesome. Now, this one should be hopefully relatively easy. I'll make sure it's clean. It is. Just don't break, please. There we go. Sweet. Almost done. We just need this one in. It's just that there's a little groove there and I don't know whether it goes this way or that way. Luckily, I've taken photos of everything, so I'll know exactly where it goes once I check the photos. So let me do that now. Try to give you a bit of a different angle here. In fact, I don't need these gloves right now. I'm not. So I found out that it goes in this way, but this thing I'm worried about. So this is the old one. Let's make sure that it can actually handle being bent. And that there is what I'm concerned of. See how, thing is, how do I do this without busting this thing? All right, well, I know you're not going to be able to see much. But I'm kind of fishing it in. Seems like it's kind of getting there. Yeah, it's getting there. And it looks like I'm doing it without busting it. Almost. There we go. Didn't quite set. There we go. Okay. Okay, there's one. Awesome. This is now the gland. And we've got, let's just make sure this is somewhat clean. Yep. All right. So let's get this thing on here. We'll send that into the slot there. Yep. And then we got this nice blue one. Actually, I think we should put it in the slot to start with. Yep. Let's see if we can run it over just like that. And kind of, there we go. Fits like a beauty. And these rings go on here and on there. O-ring in here. Let's just make sure that that's cleaned out. There. Now, my question is that really all of it? Mm-hmm. Thing is nice and loose. Just have to make sure that this doesn't fall and whack somebody. There we go. It's pretty well centered. Pretty good, huh? All right, let's get this over here. Now I want to bring this in. And we can bring it down. go. Put that down here. So, cool. So the first thing we want to do is put this cap on. Luckily it's tapered here, so it should go on fairly easily. I might want to take some hydraulic oil and just put it on here so it'll go on easily. Like so. Cap on. Now, it'll be a bit of an experiment to see how this goes on. The wiper ring doesn't quite make it over the threaded part. That's a bit surprising. Okay. I see I'm not going to just be able to press that on. Okay, the pin's in. Now the tricky part is going to be... Okay. That wasn't too bad. Oh, that's a nice fit. Wiper ring still on. Yep. Looks pretty good to me. Next thing that goes on is the gland. Up until it hits the... So we have to tighten this until the hole here lines up with the hole in the rod, and then there's a pin that goes in, and that keeps the gland in place. I mean, it's just an ingenious construction, genius construction. Wouldn't surprise me if the word ingenious came from the same word as engineer, or engineer came from the same word as genius. Maybe somebody in the comments can help me out with that, since I can't really Google it right now. Okay, so this pin sits in here. Pull this around. This one sits there, keeps everything in place. There we go. Back. We'll lift up again. Maybe like this. There we go. That should be it. Yep. Turn it around. Tied this bucket up here so that I could catch all the excess hydraulic oil. It did. I want to see if I can save this. Got a whole bunch of water in it. Still smells like hydraulic oil though. That's a good thing. We kind of made it to the cool part. The interesting part where I get to slide this piston back in. I think I'll take some hydraulic oil here and just goop up the gland. I'm not in most handy position, but we'll do our best. So what I can see is we need to go down. At the same time, I have to watch fingers and that kind of stuff. Or I can already hear the air being blown up. Come on. You might have to do a bit of pushing. Now I believe I have opened over there. Yep. Yeah, so far so good. Oh, you can hear the air coming out of this. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And, all right. And you can see the cap is kind of where it should be. Okay, I gotta admit that was actually easier than I thought. Now they're actually aligned. More or less. There. Get this one on, be able to ensure that it doesn't come out again. Put in. I got 2 more bolts. Hopefully there's 2 more holes. So far so good. Nope. I mean, it's coming, but... All right, so I figured there's probably both pressure and suction that's keeping the cylinder from going in. So I'm gonna try here to pop these open, which I'm pretty sure I did before, so they can't be that tight. Unless I really tighten them up. Holy moly. All right. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yep, there we go. Got that cleaned out. Now, should really put another layer of grease on here, both to protect it, but also so that it can easily get the pin out of there in the future. I'm fully aware that that piston is just hanging up there, and me sticking my fingers in and out, if that thing drops, my fingers go. I don't want that to happen, but I'm fairly confident that that strap is going to hold and that our winch up there is going to hold. I'll put a little bit of grease on here. So these are the plates that I just cleaned off that go like spacer plates, but this is quite beat up, as you can see. All right, sweet. Now that one can actually go right there. Should stick, which it does. Pounding on it. We tried everything. In the end, we actually just wound up cutting off the collars that were binding so that it could be used temporarily. Not the best solution, but it's what we had. Okay, let's see here. Okay, cool. So far so good. And to get this over here. All right.
We'll see you tonight for dinner.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Good luck. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll need it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was my dad. This is pretty handy, this Apple Watch. I picked that up on Facebook Markets. Somebody was selling it really cheap. Awesome. Well, hopefully you can see this. This keeps this pin in place, but somehow this got, like, the bolt got yanked down, and I can see the bolt is crooked here. This ain't good. I mean, I don't know if it's, it was in there before, which is strange. I don't know if it's gonna, it ought to bind at some point. At least I think it would. Maybe not. That'd be unbelievable if I can tighten it up completely. Huh. Maybe a good enough kind of fix. Huh. I was not expecting that. Even the bolt was bent. The last thing to kind of do is tighten up the hydraulic hoses. One thing I like about this project is monkeying around on the machine. Like, you have to crawl quite a bit and be in awkward positions and stuff. But you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of being a kid and climbing on the playground. You know? Kind of has that same exciting feeling, like you're climbing something big and it's challenging. I mean, not that this is a challenging climb. Sweet. Let's hop down and get this forward out of here. There we go. That's one hydraulic cylinder fixed. Pretty good.